Hello everyone, this is Ryan Morgan with the Digital Learning Studio. I just wanted to highlight a new feature of a program that we have at the studio now, which is Readlang. I know a lot of you are familiar with Readlang because of the presentations we've done in your different classes in the past. But there's a feature I wanted to highlight today that could be super helpful to you as teachers and also to your students, which is the ability to upload PDFs to the program. So in order to do this, students would go to my Spanish space and they would find Readlang in their toolbar. And it's important that they access Readlang through Wise because that's how they get access to our premium account. If they sign in through their own account, then they won't have access to the same features that we do because of our subscription. But what they'll do is they'll go to the library, and teachers will have to communicate with us beforehand and ask us to upload different PDFs or different texts so that the students can find them here. So what I've done for the sake of the presentation is I took 2 PDFs from different Spanish classes I've taken in the past, one from Professor Blancornejo and one from Professor Varas. And so right now they're easy to find because there are just 2 of them. But in the future, if you think this is a helpful tool and you want to upload a lot of different texts, then they'll be harder to find. So Readlang has a way to categorize the different texts by making shelves. So I've made 2 different shelves, one for Blancornejo and one for Varas. And so your students will just go to the shelf of their class or their teacher, however we decide to categorize it. So in this case, I've gone to Professor Blancornejo's shelf, and on her shelf is a PDF for her class. And so I click on that, and it takes me to the article. And the reason this is useful is because, speaking from personal experience, a lot of times the articles we get for class or selections from different novels or whatever the case may be have language that we're not familiar with, whether it be because of the region they're written or if it's academic language. But for me, a lot of my time is spent going back and forth from a Spanish dictionary back to the article, and so that takes a lot of time. And I sometimes I lose the overall meaning of the article because I'm so caught up in what each individual word or phrase means. So Readlang is helpful in this way because it allows you to stay in the program itself, reading the article, and then you can click on words you don't know or phrases. So it's super beneficial in that way because it saves time for students and allows them to focus on the overall meaning of the article rather than on each individual word or phrase. Then after they read the article, they're able to go back to Readlang, and a word list is created based on the words that they selected or phrases, and they're kept in the original context so that students are able to see the meaning in that context in which they read it, because obviously the context changes the meaning a lot of the time. And in addition to that, they have flashcards that they're then able to review with those words, again in the context that they were written, so they can practice with the different vocabulary and add those words and phrases to their personal vocabulary. So like I said, for me, it's been a super useful tool, and I think for the Spanish department as a whole, any language, in fact, it would be very beneficial. All it takes is professors reaching out to us with any text that they want to upload. It needs to start off in a PDF file, and most of the time it's able to read PDFs. Well, we have to convert the PDF to a text file for it to upload, but the PDF has to be clear. I tried to upload a different PDF from Professor Blancornejo where the text wasn't quite as clear. It was readable for a student, but for whatever reason, because of the clarity of the text, it wasn't able to upload or convert into a text format. So most PDF files were able to convert, but some were not able to. But if you think this is a useful tool and could be useful to your students, then just let us know, and we can start the process of converting articles and getting them ready for you and your classes.